right, folks, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. And today's show, I want to share with you the new update as of right now, the Visa Interview Backlog. Okay, folks, this information is coming from the State Department. Okay, this is nothing surprising, but just want to give a refresh update on what's going on because I know a lot of y'all have been waiting a long time. So you deserve to know the information. Friends, welcome to Green Card Guys TV. I'm your host, John Ting, and we're here to solve your making or even maybe try to prevent it from happening in the first place. Because you guys deserve the legal status, and there's no sense in waiting and waiting and waiting, okay, to something that we call an illegal site unreasonable delay. Now, here's the deal. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to drop it in the comment section, and I'll do my best in a specific time period to answer those because I do try to time block my schedule so that I can get work done and help supervise a team and all that. So another thing, if you're interested in our free 15 minutes, mini strategy session at no cost to you, maybe just point you in the right direction. You maybe have one question or two questions. Happy to do that at no cost to you. Now, it is not automatic. You do have to qualify for it. And one way to do that is when you chat with our team, our CARES team. Now, our CARES team are not lawyers. They do try to guide you to schedule a consultation, or maybe they'll email you a free guide, no cost to you, that contains answers to common questions and an estimated step-by-step. Now, that is on our website anyway. Some of the guides, not every scenario is on there, but just want to point that out. And let me see if I can go to find the State Department here. The news. So there's a lot of things going on with immigration. You may have heard that there's a Title 42 is being lifted. So that's more relevant for folks who are, outside the U.S. It doesn't matter what country they're from. It's just that the U.S. has tried their best to block people from coming in. I don't want to. Well, presumably that most of those folks, migrants, are seeking asylum to apply for it. So keep in mind, especially for those folks who are a bit more conservative than others, even though Title 42 is being lifted as of yesterday, it does not mean that the government is not doing anything to try to still block people from the U.S. Okay, they're still trying to set up regional processing centers so that people don't make the long trek to try to cross the U.S.-Mexico border, but then get stopped ultimately. So, and I hate to say this, but it's true. You might know at least one person who has paid a sum of money to a coyote, aka smuggler, into bring that person into the United States, and they made the trek and they had to pay a lot of money. But even if they didn't, sometimes a lot of bad events happen. Unfortunately, it could be kidnapping, being held up for ransom and things like that. Some things you don't expect, but you really should expect that. And so you really want to be careful. Just because it may be common to hire a smuggler, you really want to be careful. Okay, folks, don't take life for granted that just because you heard good things about a smuggler. I just don't understand. But a lot of people, of course, hire smugglers to come through. So for those conservative folks, if you think this $5 billion wall is going to make a difference, it clearly has not made a difference. If anything, Title 42 made more of a difference than the wall in blocking people. Okay, let's see here. Off my political rant on that one, but I'm trying to find the Visa news. Here it is. Okay. Again, if you have any questions, welcome to the show. You're welcome to drop any questions in the comment section. I'll try to get to that as soon as I can. All righty. Let's see here. Some news here on the okay, this is a recent news here. People asked about Let me share my screen. Some people asked about, do I need the vaccine in general? Okay, it depends on the situation. But let me share my screen here. It says, increase the font. It says right here that at least for people traveling into the United States, okay, if you're outside, you're traveling in, okay, you're not required. It says the administration will end the COVID-19 vaccine requirement for international air travelers at the end of the day, May 11th. So that was yesterday. And so that was the same day that a COVID-19 public health emergency proclamation ended, essentially. And that's the same day as Title 42 lifted about the public health emergency. All right. So you don't have to, if you're traveling in, you're not immigrant visa, you're a visa holder, you're traveling into US, you don't have to show proof of it, which didn't make sense that you had to show proof before, even if you're just a traveler into the US, just a general visitor, because they got rid of that a long time ago. So just a little tidbit here that the US is a little slow from agency talking to another agency on what's required or not required. Wanted to get in here and show you about let's see here. Let me take that down. Okay. So if you have any questions, you're welcome to ask it. And let me reduce the size here. Okay, so there's a meeting with the State Department and our organization called AILA, American Immigration Lawyers Association. So I'm going to share with you some things that they have here, okay, that can be helpful to you. All right, let me add that right. Oh, that is tiny. Okay. All right, maybe that'll be better. Okay, so anyway, there's a section here about administrative processing. So for folks who are abroad, maybe a family member abroad, or even employment-based folks waiting, it says here about administrative processing during. So this is from some of the notes are from a few months ago. October 2022, Department of State leadership had mentioned that there's a higher number of 221G visa refusals. Now, there's a quick tidbit here. Visa refusal, when you're abroad, does not mean your case is denied, okay? It just essentially means they just automatically put it into visa refused in the online status, even if they put it to administrative processing, which is a lot of things they should have just got done before you had the interview. But this is just the government's excuse, in my opinion, an excuse to delay the processing of your visa, the issuance of your visa. Okay, so they said here that this person for the government put in that they confirmed that a new system was being implemented for administrative processing, which would help alleviate the lengthy administrative processing delays. So they're trying to tell me technology has been delaying folks for a long time. During pandemic, they were saying it's not as many people working. Now they're trying to say they're implementing new technology. And so that's very unfortunate that if it's really, I'm sure it's a number of factors here that's affecting people, but come on, this is the U.S. government here. We've got military bases across the world, and they're telling us that technology is what is slowing down the ability to process through administrative processing. Let me know in the comments what you think, but I think you get a feeling how I think about this. And of course, our AILA team organization has asked, how does the new system different than the previous 221G processing? Prior to the pandemic, Department of State advised visa applicants to wait at least 180 days before making a status inquiry about their case in administrative processing, except those who have emergency travel. So 180 days, that's a bit ridiculous that people have to wait that long. Before, it wasn't like that. Not everyone was having to wait. So why is it that some people have to wait a lengthy time, but then others don't? Maybe they get their visa like in a couple days. That was our experience. Fortunately, knock on wood, before the pandemic. But of course, there's been a huge uptick. More applicants after the interview are waiting and waiting for at least 180 days and more. Sounds like simply because they haven't implemented their technology all the way, even though this note was from October. And even though it says here in the note says implemented in October or in the autumn of 2022, I always think it's funny when they, sorry, I don't want to use funny is not the right word. It's interesting that they use the word autumn, like fall. So it's so broad. They don't want to pinpoint a specific month that they've implemented this new vetting process. But let's see here. They reference a link from the customs website here, actually. So let's see if we can get to that. All right, I'll share my screen about this as well. So I think the more knowledge you have, the public has about these kind of things, the better. So if anything, it can help you make a better decision on what's happening here. It doesn't say much, of course. It doesn't say much here, but let me share my screen. A little bit larger. There you go. Okay, so this pops up right here. This link that's shared with me from right here. Okay, is now here. It took me to here with the customs website cbp.gov, and it says is compliant pursuant to the presidential memorandum optimizing the use of federal government information in the support of national vetting enterprise. Well, that was a handful. A mouthful. The National Vetting Center, which National Visa Center, is the next step in the U.S. government's maturation of protecting homeland post 9/11. The NVC is a collaborative interagency effort to provide clear pictures of threats to national security, border security, homeland security, and public safety posed by individuals seeking to transit our borders. Blah blah blah. Basically trying to say streamlining operations, blah, blah, blah. Yeah, doesn't really go into detail how it makes it different than how it was before. So hopefully it's better. What it appears to me is that they have these different agencies and they're sharing information much more quickly, okay, between all the different agencies. So let's say like FBI, because maybe someone even if someone's applying for a non-immigrant visa or immigrant visa, that applicant may have been in before, okay, and also there's counterintelligence information with other countries. All right, so yeah, and this is last modified on October 17, 2022. So what does that tell me? Okay, folks. That tells me a bunch of nothing. Okay. Yeah, sure. Yeah. Some information, of course. Some information, okay, that I just mentioned, but it's a bunch of nothing. It doesn't tell us like, okay, it's meant to be faster. I infer that it's supposed to be faster. But look, folks, that was October 2022. How many twos did I just say? 2022. But now it's 2023, May. So what is that? 5-7 months at least. That's almost half a year, and people are still delayed. I was trying to find that other website on when it shows the numbers. I just had it the other day. Let me see if that can pop up here. Okay. Let's see here. Okay. Okay. All right. So let me go to the section about backlogs. Okay, folks. So what we do on our share on our YouTube, on our Facebook group, if you're interested, is that we have we're going to share like more frequently the updates that the U.S. government provides, the Department of State provides every month. It's not that updated in the sense that it's a little of a delay, about a month to 2 months on that reporting of the visa statistics. but I want to share with you this page. Okay, I thought I was going to get there. Okay, Visa statistics. Oh, you guys are shy today. I don't have any questions. Good morning, Anu. Nice to see you. Alrighty. I think we're getting there. So the government provides some graphs here. Let's see. So okay, so that's a bit outdated there, information. But last I saw, okay, I just saw last week, but it was the Visa chart of showing the backlogs, okay? It's significant. All right. I actually did on TikTok, so that's where I remember. But it's a significant backlog. About 350,000 people are still waiting for the interview. But that's just a snippet of people. That's only people who were documentarily qualified and in queue for the interview. Okay. There's a bunch of more thousands and thousands of more people waiting for even before being documentarily qualified. Okay. So they break it down to two different sections essentially. Let's see. There we go. Visa backlog report. See, that's what I mean. The government is not as organized as you would think. Okay, so let me increase the size here. All right, so you can see it better now. All right. This is a report updated May 2023. All right, here's the immigrant visa backlog report. And you can see here that since 2023, they talk about pandemic, blah, 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 or skip that. Okay, so there's 396,000 people just waiting in general of non-immigrant immigrant visas. Okay, this is not about non-immigrant visa. This is IV, so immigrant visa, who have been documentally qualified and complete at the NVC and ready for interview as of April 30th. So almost 400,000. Now, part of that, almost 42,000, they actually have it scheduled for an interview. Okay, and for May 2023 interview appointment. Now that's 42,000. So the other 354,000 waiting. Okay. Now this is just a quick snapshot, but at the end of the day, these are people who have not had the interview. There's thousands more people who already had the interview and are stuck. They're stuck in what we call the black hole, essentially, the visa black hole. The government doesn't want to call it that. They just want to call it something positive, administrative processing. But in my opinion, that's not so positive. Okay. Just because administrative processing, you don't want to give the government leeway here. Don't let the government bully you. You do have an option. Okay. Now, look, if you're calling us or you're thinking, should I file a mandamus lawsuit because it's been, 1 month after the interview? No, that's too soon. Okay. That's too soon. But if it's been at least 6 months, all right, then you got to take some action because they're telling you they would prefer you wait an extra 180 days. All right. But that's not normal. Okay. People before the pandemic, our clients have received the visa usually within a week after the interview or within a week. So it could have been the next day. That's too like promising, I guess you can say. But usually on average before pandemic was 1 week. So why can't it go back to that? Why they're doing, I get it. I'm an American, so I understand they want to go through this security vetting system. But why is it that they have it much later in the process? You would think that's done earlier, because if it's done earlier, then you don't even have to waste your time with this have your sponsor upload financial document or your spouse upload spouse or other family member upload financial documents for sponsorship. Why even go through that if they're really concerned about security? If they're really concerned about security, why not do that in advance? I get it. You got to update the fingerprints. Who knows? Maybe I had a clean record for so long, and then in the last 2 months, something happened. in a criminal behavior. But just a little strange. So you got to think about that workflow in the government. It's a little backwards, in my opinion. But let's see what else I can share with you on this chart. So that's 354 people, 396,000 who are documentary qualified. But let me look at a prior report. Okay, let's just go to January 2023. Okay, and that was, I don't think that went down that much. Okay, so let me increase the size here. They had 422, almost 423,000 people were documentary qualified, and 36,000 people were scheduled for interviewing. This is January, okay, 2023. So basically, 386,000 are still just waiting for the interview back in January. Whereas here, it's only in May 2023, it went down by, between 4 months, 3 to 4 months. Let's get the benefit of doubt, say 3 months. Yeah, that didn't go down by that much. So that's pretty ridiculous. All right. So again, don't give the government leeway here. All right. If your case has been delayed for a significant amount of time and you're just not sure, maybe you're not sure if you can take the next step to file a lawsuit, it's okay. Give us a call. Answer our form. We just have a few questions here, freevisaquiz.com, or text in, whatever's easier for you, and we'll tell you. We're very transparent. A lot of people will have to tell people it's too early to file a lawsuit. Don't do it. Maybe all other law firms don't care to tell you that, but I like to believe we're very transparent in that, because it does me no good to sue the government, and then the government pushes back and says, actually, I don't think it's a long time. Of course, we'll make our arguments, but fortunately, knock on wood, we haven't had to have that kind of conversation. So, so consider that, folks. Let me know what you think about this Visa backlog report. Drop it in the comment section. Let us know your experience if you've been waiting a long time. I hope that you have not had to wait that long, but in general, people have cases that have been approved much faster. That's for folks who are in the U.S. So we like to think of different options for people. Just got done with a consultation where someone was thinking that have already filed a petition on their own. Their U.S. citizen mom filed a petition for their sister. Okay, so for the mom's perspective, their daughter, unmarried, single, so it's F1 category, but they have to wait at least 5 years for the next step. So employment-based is another option, or starting your own business is another option through the e-visa. So don't give up. We're here to solve your immigration problem, which is usually delays, and we're happy to help you. Okay, folks? Have a wonderful weekend. Today's Friday, May 12th. Enjoy. Happy Mother's Day to all those folks who are mothers and who are pregnant. I wish you the best, and we'll talk to you soon. Talk to you Monday. Bye-bye.